can we at least put this to bed? Can we at least all agree, okay, that Karen absolutely did not hit John O'Keefe? I mean, let's face it. The science and the physics proved it. There is so much evidence that the Commonwealth threw at us. We were lied to, Sean. You were right all those months. You were right all those months. All those people took advantage of us. They said there was evidence that wasn't there. But I knew better. I knew they didn't have that evidence, okay? Where was anyone checking her taillight? There's no proof of it, all right? A lot of chirp, right? A lot of chattering. Where was she went off course and she went down and she found John's body, but yet she went back over. Where was that? Where was that evidence? Just remember, Alan Jackson put 6 witnesses on, only 6. He got right to the meat of it. All right, I worked for 28 years. I know how conspiracy cases are put together. I know how the FBI works. I know how the U.S. Department of Justice works. Okay, and my own gut, my own experience. Who knows if the marriage or the relationship was ending? We don't know. It didn't look like that when Karen came in. But what we do know is that somehow during the course of the day, because if you remember, John said, I'm depending on you for a ride back home. It was like, I know what that's, you know what that's code for? I can drink more. If I get my ride, I can get my groove on tonight. I can drink more. Here's the bottom line, okay? I am firmly taking the position, okay? You know, everyone said, unless you can show me a video of Karen hitting John, then I'll believe you. Well, here's the thing. We all know what the Commonwealth has, and we all know what the Commonwealth does not have. And they do not have a video. They don't have an eyewitness. They don't have shit.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Hello. How are we? My kitty cat's in the corner wanting to say hello too. Happy 4th of July weekend for the US. Happy weekend for the rest of the world. And yes, I'm going to ask you a question. I know it's a silly question, but I'm a silly person and I deserve a silly answer. So did you miss me? I know you did. I know you did, because I missed you. So I have been a busy little beaver. I've just got out the shower. My apologies. Wet hair. That's why I was late. Sorry. It is what it is. Can't do anything with this mop of hair anyway. So, yes, watching Mr. Sean McDonough, I gave you a little bit of an intro to start with. He's, of course, the retired supervisory special agent for the DEA, who has been absolutely on the money for the last 12 months with regards to the information that he has been providing, but he's only been providing little snippets of it, little whilst the trial was on, but gloves are off now. And yes, he has a lot to say. And I've been listening. So we have a couple of exciting things planned for the next week or so. So stay tuned. We have Ty Tucker. I plan on doing an update with him over the next couple of days. And we also have a couple of new trials coming up in the next week to 10 days as well, which will be, I think, Madeline Soto starts next week. And there is another one that I will be doing with alternate juror, which will be starting, I think, the week after. I'll give you the dates next week anyway and keep you up to date with all that. But first of all, before I start, I would just like to say my deepest condolences to Aidan Kearney, who is Turtle Boy. Unfortunately, he lost his mother this morning, I think it was, or what Saturday here. So I'm not sure if it was Saturday morning your time or Friday night. I don't know. But anyway, heartfelt condolences from across the waters to you, Aidan, and yours. And please, if you feel like sharing the love, do so. He's at Turtle Boy Live on YouTube. Secondly, shout out again to, as I said, Sean McDonough, because I'll be using a fair bit of his content today because he can explain it better than I started to write down timestamps and take notes, and I got halfway through and just went, you know what, he can say it so much better than I can. So we will just muddle through as we can. So let's get started. I've done a little bit of a I do like my little intro promo videos. So have a look at this one.
Stood on the steps of the courthouse in Dedham, Massachusetts, and proclaimed her innocence.
So you sought out her phone number. First you tried my client, Karen Reed, correct? Secret and private.
Not secret and private.
With John O'Keefe either, did you?
On O'Keefe's, it was nothing more than let's not text about it.
The guy never came in the house.
I was going to let the police do their job.
Got clear and good view.
Without you, you go home.
About Karen,
I'm Karen Reed.
Sounds like that's a new first.
I was sharing information and everything that had happened.
Karen Reed trial.
There's no body.
About Karen Reed.
Guy, by the way, being John O'Keefe.
About Karen Reed.
Maybe he said, fuck it. I'm going in with or without you.
We
Morning,
were
Gabby.
working with the police.
Karen Reed did
We didn't want it to leave our little circle.
going to 34 Fairview.
Of John O'Keefe's during the Karen Reed murder trial.
That needed to be kept very tight, very secret.
I'm saying John jumps out of that car right the driveway.
As you looked over that flat lawn with that good and clear view of the SUV,
I never saw a body.
How's that? Getting good at that shit now, aren't I? I don't have a life. Sorry. Oh, look at my hair. That's what happens when you leave your shower. Run too late before you stream. I'd already prolonged my stream from I think 8:30 until 10. Anyway, I know. What can I say? Did you get my message on Discord, Abby? Gabby? Abby. Fuck. Have some more sugar, Jody. All right. So, as I said, I'm going to start off with Sean McDonough and work our way through his latest video release because, yes, he sheds a lot of light on a lot of shit. A lot of light.
Let me see if I can do this. Share screen. Where is it here? Don't need that. What's this right here? Is this something here? Yeah, here we go. Share this. Okay. Now, where can I get this? Okay. Is this it here? Maybe. Okay. Don't want that. Okay. Here's the list. I can't make it bigger, right? But these are the people who are in the house. Okay. Let's start with Nicole Albert. Okay. Think about what happened to Nicole Albert because these people failed miserably to do the right thing. All right. A can of worms basically was opened up for Nicole, and she never thought the depths of her personal life was ever going to be exposed the way they were. Okay.
I just need to say something too, Bri. There might be a little bit of truth to one of your emails that you sent me from your friend who's quite high up in the Boston courts. A little bit. Not quite, but a little bit.
Nicole, everyone found out about the abuse. Maybe let's call it, maybe it wasn't physical abuse. How about the emotional abuse? What everyone found out what Brian Albert was really all about. He really wasn't all about that stellar Boston cop, was he? Was he now? He really wasn't. Okay. You know, he was like, okay, I'll be, I want to be the Superman, right? I'm the guy on where Boston's finest. But we found out that that wasn't true, right? We found that he was
Boston's
a
not
scumbag,
finest.
and he tortured this poor woman. And we had to find out because of the fact that these people had to keep quiet. She knows exactly what happened, right? She knows what's going on, right? But we're going to get in. This is going to be like a twofer for Nicole, because when we analyze Brian Shea goes all over Nicole, right?
Yeah.
Let's look at Caitlin Albert, right? Fourth one from the left, right? Caitlin's there, right? She got a great job, right? Think about this. Think about her life change, right? She's floating on Easy Street. No one knows anything about this woman. She's just Caitlin Albert, this daughter of Brian and Nicole Albert. This incident happens, and all of a sudden we find out she works for the AG's office, right? Whoa, holy shit. Now she's got a question mark over her head, right? Because not only was she there, but she also lied. She lied about where she was, right? And it wasn't until then she had to go to the federal grand jury. And it wasn't until the federal grand jury she had to tell
Lie number 1. Caitlin Albert.
the truth. And she had to tell the truth that not only did she not leave at 12:15 like she purported in her reports, either to the state police, or I'm not sure if she testified in the state grand jury, but when she testified in the federal grand jury, she was disciplined, all right? And they were all told, this is the time you don't want to lie. So what we learned, she was the last one out that had to leave that night, right? She knew what happened. So what would have prompted Caitlin Albert to lie, right? She has nothing. She has no stake in the game.
Yeah.
She's an educated woman, a good-looking woman, and she's got a great job. Great job. Why did she lie? Tell me that. Tell me, why did she lie?
Her father,
Right?
or she
She
witnessed
wanted
something?
to protect her father, right? She
Whoa.
wanted to protect her mother. She wanted to go with the mode, go with the whole plan, right? Go with the plan. That's it. Go with the plan, right? So who we got next? Oh, we got Julie Nagel, because I want to save the big ticket items for later on. Julie Nagel, right? Now she's a character.
Nasty
right?
piece of work.
We all know she lied. She definitely lied. Okay. We know she lied because the records from her brother and who turned out to be a real scumbag. I mean, listen, I guess you can be a witness
Lie number 2.
and tell the truth and still hate Turtle Boy. But dude, you were like a hero, Ryan. And then you really shit all over yourself. And I hate to say that, but you really did. You really did. Okay. But Julie, right? Julie's there and she's kind of rough around the edges, right? She knows what she saw. She knows exactly what happened. Her story's not good. First story she was sitting in the kitchen, right? And she allegedly saw from the kitchen her brother pulling up. Come on, people.
Yeah. Now, do you remember when we did the video with microdots, and I stopped it and showed you where the back door was and the door that went down to the basement and the kitchen windows? They're at the back of the house, not the front. They're at the back of the house. How do you see them? The cars driving by from the kitchen windows.
The kitchen is the furthest room away from the house, right?
Oh.
That's the furthest room from the house. And she alleges
There's
that
an
she
echo.
saw from that floor plan out the living room window, right? And then she goes outside. Some people said she stayed for 2 minutes. Some people said she stayed for 10 minutes. She changed her story that she was going to stay, but leave, not leave, go, not go, whatever. Flavor of the day. What's she going to do? But see, she had all the time in the world to think about this because she wasn't even questioned by the state police. Okay. So, we'll get back to her later. So what else we have? Who else we have? Oh, yeah. Now, this is a great one. I wish I could make this thing bigger. But Sarah Levinson. Wow, Sarah, you disappointed me, Sarah. You really did. So listen, I've got sources that work at Milton Hospital. Sarah, you had a hard time going to work right after this whole thing happened, right? I don't know why you told people you had PTSD. I don't know why you're in intense therapy. Unfortunately, you told too many people, Sarah. You really did. Okay. And maybe this time for you. Maybe that you have.
So what he's saying is that Sarah Levinson actually graduated from nursing school afterwards, after the event, and apparently was telling her colleagues that she was going to therapy for PTSD for what she's been through with the Alberts. Just filling in the blanks.
Have a safety valve, right? But your life changed dramatically because you know something? If nothing happened in that house, Sarah,
what happened to you? For?
What happened to you, Sarah? You are a nurse, okay? And I bet you know other nurses, don't you, Sarah? Right? Don't you? Come on, Sarah, give it up. I know you do. You know other nurses. And your PTSD, right, spilled out to all of them.
Hardly,
right?
Gabby.
And one of those nurses is close to somebody. It could be close to the mystery man. It could be close to Steve Scanlon. But my eye is on you, Sarah. My eye is you're the one, or someone else that was there earlier got the word. But I'm putting money on you, Sarah. All right. I want to know, after 2.5 years, are you still in intense therapy? Because that's what you told your people, right? Teary eyes.
Line number three.
Missing all kinds of, you're a brand new nurse. You can't be missing all that time. Seriously, Sarah, what the hell happened? What got to you? Don't you have an oath? Don't you have some kind of oath as a nurse to help someone? All right. Listen, you too, right? You and Julie were also the last ones to leave. And you went with the McCabe's, right? You went with the McCabe's. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's go to our friend here, the other guy here. Brian Albert Sr., all right? Or Jr., rather. I'm sorry. Jesus. All right. So, Brian, it's your birthday party, right? And listen, I get it. You're probably not your dad's favorite. I get it. But you're a smart kid. You're a good-looking kid. You probably could be in Hollywood, all right? You got that look, buddy. You do. And I actually liked your testimony. I really did. And I think you got a raw deal, my friend. But the problem is, all right, you're the man of the hour. You are the man of the hour. It's your party. Your party brought everyone there. All right.
Christine, check the chat up higher. There is a message there for you.
It was your party that got the ball rolling for this disaster of a night. Okay. Think about that, Brian Jr. I mean, it's not your fault, Brian. Okay. But you're not telling the whole truth either. Right? You're not telling the truth about your cousin Colin. You know that. So doesn't Julie.
Line number 4.
So doesn't Sarah. Okay. So doesn't Emily Fabiano. Right? So doesn't that kid Alba. And so doesn't Ken. Because Colin was being a fucking douchebag, as he always is. All right. He was acting up. That caused the 3 girls to leave because they got uncomfortable. Okay. See, I can talk now. Because the case is in the books. The Commonwealth's case is in the books. The defense case had 6 witnesses that didn't talk about shit, which is great. I love it because I know there's a plan. But see, these 3, Brian Jr., right, and Sarah, and Julie Nagel, right, basically all lied. They kept the story going, right? They were good soldiers. Okay. But Brian, listen. We also know, people missed it, not only did Allie allegedly pick up Colin, baby, to go home at whatever hour she said she did, but see, there was a little bit of confusion, right? Colin said his Allie brought him to the party, right? Allie didn't say that, did she? Or am I getting it wrong? Allie said it, he didn't say it. Who knows? But there was a ride to and from. And maybe those texts are about The first ride. All right. We're not done with that yet. And quite frankly, it didn't matter. All right. Let's.
That was something that actually confused me right from the get-go. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. Like if I was at a party and I texted my brother to come and pick me up, and then he comes all the way out in a blizzard to pick me up, and I go out to the car and go, you know what? Nah, don't worry. I'm going to stay a bit longer. I would be in so much shit. He would have so many words to say to me that I wouldn't be able to ask him to do it again. Now, it doesn't seem that she actually had any repercussions whatsoever for doing that.
Let's get something straight. I will address it later on. It doesn't matter.
I'm going
It
to be
doesn't
doing
matter
a
who
stream
was
in the
that
next
house,
few days.
because
Yes.
the Commonwealth said that Karen hit a person outside the house. It was a hit and run, a simple hit and run that they failed to prove. Okay. All this fluff in the house was the Commonwealth's version of protecting them. What were they protecting them from? Because their investigators let all these people just go. They were on the go mode for the hit and run because they had to manufacture the evidence, right? They never investigated these people. Why did Lally feel he had to bring, if his investigators, whoa, let's keep it up to the kisses and drinks up at Waterfall. Let's just go with some, whatever, over at McCarthy's and all this other crap, right? Let's just keep everything away from Brian Albert. But yet, they bring all these people into their case in chief. 85% of their time was wasted. They wasted the jury's energy on shit for this case that didn't matter. See, I think Lally got caught. He got caught bad because he thought that obviously Yannetti and Jackson were going to go full tilt on the third party culprit in their case in chief. Guess what, Lally? You got fucked, pal. They didn't do a thing. They brought a guy out for the dog bites. They got the lady out for the dog bites. They got Lucky out to say there was no body. They got who else? They got the crash daddies out, paid for by the Department of Justice. How about that? And who else they have? They had their own version of a medical examiner. He did all kinds of stuff. The Dr. Sheridan. And who else was there? I'm forgetting one other person. It doesn't matter. But see, and they just put on a case how that this was not a hit and run. Because in a hit and run, you have to prove that the car hit someone. And the defense absolutely dispelled that theory. That theory was dispelled by the crash daddies. I call them the crash Mac daddies. Okay. That's what they did. Okay. So anyways, Richard Green. That's right. Richard Green. And that's what I'm saying. They could have even bolstered his testimony even more by bringing on the FBI specialist that did their search of 227. But you know something? Even that doesn't matter. I wanted it. Of course I wanted it. Everyone wanted it. But see, Jackson and Eddie Liza Little, they're like, they're geniuses. They're on a whole, I'm telling you right now, they're on a whole different level. Because clearly they had so much faith in their case and so little faith in the prosecution that they knew nobody was going to convict their client. Remember, the client was facing life in prison, right? Life in prison. Think about that. Life in prison. And the defense puts 6 witnesses on. I think they had 65, almost 70. I don't know how many. But the other crew put on at least 68, 69 witnesses. 600 some odd items of evidence. And they failed. They lost. They couldn't get a conviction. So do you think time will be good to the Commonwealth? Time will never be good to the Commonwealth. Time will be very good for Karen Read, because not only are they going to have the 3,074 pages of exculpatory evidence that they barely touched. Let's say they had Proctor's personal cell phone. That was a biggie. That was a gift. Because see, if you remember back in the pre-hearings, right? They were begging for records, for toll records. And they basically had to beg Bev and say why this was so important. It was so important to show their case. And she denied them all. Everything was denied. But one was bumped up, and they got a gimme. They got a gimme on Jen McCabe's cell phone, right? Big deal. But guess who came through? The people who really did the investigation, okay? I'm going to get back to that, okay? So let's go back to the little picture here. Where's this foolish thing? I wish I could make it bigger. But anyways, who we got next? Who do we have importance here? All right, let's go to Matt McCabe. Think about Matt. Okay, Jesus, Matt, you know, you're a likable guy. You're a good-looking guy. Yeah, okay, you put a few pounds on. You can lose that, right? Look at the shit you got yourself into, buddy. You're not even a family member, right? You're an outsider. You're an outlaw. You're not a family member, pal. You're a McCabe, right? You're a McCabe. You're on the outside. Look at the shit you stepped into, and you're not the tough guy either, Matt. Come on, I don't know what you're talking about. Some people said you were something up at Shenanigans or whatever that place was afterwards, but I don't know about that. But maybe you are. Who knows? But you're I would consider, like we used to call degenerate people, and you're just a regular citizen, right? You know you're not one of the Alberts, right? There's shit all over you. You're the guy that stays on the side. Remember all those pictures? Where are you, Matty? You're on the side, you know. Where's the fist? Got the fist. You're on the sidelines for them. But look at you. You're just kowtowing to your wife's orders and Brian's orders. You made a very big mistake. You got caught saying, just tell them the man didn't go in, the guy didn't go in. You reduced a guy that you thought,
Number 5,
right, that was a friend of yours, and you made him sound like trash. Yeah, just tell him that the guy or the man didn't go in. Like your wife said, the man's on the ground, or whatever the hell she said. I'm so fed up with this bullshit, this case. There's so much shit in my head, I can't remember it all, right? But Matty boy, you're not, Sean's probably more of a guy than you are, right? At least he comes out and fights, right? Maybe. But you, definitely, you're the preppy guy. You're that preppy, I'll sing down at fucking the American Legion, what's your favorite song? Celebration? Rain? It's Raining Men? I don't know what it is. What is it? What's your favorite song down there? I'll call in. I'll have the bartender play it for you. Huh? How about that? But Matt, you're not that guy. All right. Who else? What else we have on the hit list here of how their lives changed? Right.
Colin.
So we got Matt. We got to save Jenny. We got Brian. Let's look at Colin. All right. Let's look at Colin. All right. Now, Colin's a little different here. He's a little different because in the scheme of things, it doesn't matter if Colin was in the house, right? Because the government says that John never went in. Why was everybody screaming that Colin wasn't in the house? Why didn't they say Matt wasn't in the house or the tall guy with the dark hair? Why didn't they say he wasn't in the house? Everyone's screaming Colin's not in the house. Why? Why? The real Salem, Shenanigans, it used to be called Shenanigans, but you know, the people used to go there used to call it Shenanigans. If you know, you know. That's what I'm just saying. That's what we used to call it, Shenanigans, back in the day with Gary Titus spinning the records, man. No CDs back then. Anyways, so you got Colin, right? Now Colin, you know, he was coasting pretty good, right? But the thing is, Colin, I got to tell you, all right, whether you were there or not, somebody put you there. Somebody put you there, my friend, okay? And that's probably why your family is so intent on protecting you.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody put you there when John was there, okay? You can deny it. Your mother can deny it. Your father can deny it. But the bottom line is, right, somebody has you in that house at the most critical time. And guess who knows the truth, right? The FBI. You see, the FBI has everyone's phones, right? And to prosecute a person for hit and run.
Now, remember what I said way back early on in the piece? The only way that you would get the mothers to go along with the lie, aka Nicole and Jen, was to have one of the children involved and to protect them. It's the only way that I believe that they would be coerced into going along with all this, and Colin is the one they're protecting, in my opinion.
They don't need to put the phones in there, right? They just knew that that Lally failed with Trooper Paul to get their case, to hammer their case in. They failed. So Jackson makes an audible like Tom Brady at the last second. Boom. He shuffles it out to fucking, what's his name, Gronk, and Gronk's gone. And that's what they did. They said, go, we're going to pare it down. The jury's had enough of this shit. We're going to put our 6 most compelling witnesses on. And they did.
You.
And they ended up with the Mac brothers.
Thanks, Gabby. You're a legend.
The Mac Daddy Crash Daddies, whatever they're called.
Mac
right?
Daddy
These
Crash
guys
Daddies.
were incredible. PhDs up the ass. They had their shit. Did you see that last guy, Rentsweller or whatever his name is? He looked like what's his name there? Troy Aikman a little bit, talking about, when so-and-so's going down the sidelines, he comes in, turns, goes down deep. It was all manufactured. So, Colin, let's get back to you real quick. Now, your knuckles, all right, knuckles are a problem, pal. All right, we know it. We know kids in your class.
Lie number 6. The knuckles.
You went back to school after that weekend. We're talking about your knuckles. All right. You can have any picture you want, and they can Photoshop it with your aunt, do anything you want, pal. But guess what? You know who's not going to lie? The people who saw you in school the next day. Okay. 2 days, 3 days, whenever you went back to school with those knuckles. Okay. Because you're going to be the big hero, right? You know what was said in those Snapchats, pal. Listen, the kids always talk. You know that. But Colin, you got some serious problems, pal. I don't care what you say. You know, that was a nice story you told when you fall down, you fall on your knuckles.
That's all right, Christine. I can call and then I can report on the call. So awesome.
You have to be the stupidest mofo I've ever have seen, heard. Oh, I fall down on my knuckles. Yeah, I was up here and I fall down. Really, Colin, come on. Did your father come up with that story? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Did your father come up with that story? Come on. That's a Chrissy story. I mean, even he should do better than that. Anyway, so Colin, pal, I think you got some problems coming down the road. Okay, because Big Morrissey doesn't have a prayer. And quite frankly, the government, the Commonwealth, it's a hit and run case, right? All you mofos that testified was all gravy for Josh Levy. Okay, who else?
Hang on. I think, Gabby, just for you, Sean McDonough on his merch store, I think he's got T-shirts that say mofo on them if you want to get one. Good morning, Mama Shark. Welcome. Great to see you here.
Yeah, let's go. Right.
We're doing an update from Sean McDonough, who has got the inside scoop on all of the FBI stuff with regards to Karen Reid.
Let's go right to Jennifer McKay. Now, this is a great one. Okay. Jennifer, listen, all right. I get it. You're the coveted sister-in-law, right? But in your wildest dreams, from going to the most photogenic or best looking in your class, whatever those superlatives were back then, to today, wow. What a fall you took from grace, right? Your whole life was exposed. You brought shade to poor Matt. Your innermost, darkest secrets were told. I mean, I get it. You're a good-looking woman. Brian was tied up with your sister since he was since he was baptized, right? I mean, come on. Who does that? I mean, especially in your generation. All right, come on. But guess what? Uncle Brian. That's you have him down as Uncle Brian. You know what you and Brian did. So doesn't Nicole. So doesn't half a Ken. And now so does most of the whole world know what you did. Think about how your life got upended. Think about that. Now, you can't come out and deny it there, Jenny. Jenny, you can't deny it, can you? How are you
Did
going to deny
everybody hear?
it, right? There's too much.
Did everybody hear that? Everybody hear what he said? Hmm? Hey, good morning, Liz. How are you? Thanks, Gabby. So you are a legend. He is saying that apparently, allegedly, Jen McCabe and Brian Albert were getting it on. Get jiggy with it.
Too much evidence, right? There's too much evidence, Jenny, right? You can't deny it, right? People know. Coco knows. Your sister knows, right? Over there, that house across the street from the police department. That was where the big problem was for you, Jenny. But guess what? You weren't enough for Uncle Brian, were you? Hey, listen, I'm sorry. Maybe you guys all have an arrangement. And listen, guess what? If that's the case, fine. I get it. I don't think the other people get it, but I get it. I definitely do get it. I don't think you really wanted that out, right? I don't know if you wanted that out, but it's out.
It's out
not
now.
Good. Listen, you got 4 beautiful daughters. I'm sure. Listen, this is not me. This is not on me there, Jenny, baby. This is on you. This is on you and Uncle Brian, right? All on you, Jenny. And you know something, they all call you a soccer mom, right? For a soccer mom, you had a lot of involvement in this case. You had more investigative knowledge about this case than the goddamn cops did, right? They all knew who you were. They all knew. But you're getting what's her name? Julie Nagel's cell phone, right? Find out what the
gives a whole new meaning to the word bang bang, doesn't it?
time frame was on the text, right? Well, guess who has it, Jenny? The FBI has it, right? But good going. That's all right. They all had it. They all had yours. Yeah, yours. They had Higgy's. They had all of yours, because that's what we do. We pull, if you have a name, we're pulling your cell phone. We're pulling all your data. That's how we do it. That's how the feds are. And guess what? They do it better than anyone. And today, holy shit, the technology is incredible. You just sit at your desk, boom, talk about a microwave generation. Today, the information comes lightning speed. They had you before you even knew you woke up that morning. I'm telling you, that's how quickly they had it. Jenny, yeah, I feel bad for you, Jenny, but guess what? You got time. I don't know about your
Go away.
I don't know about Kevin Reddington. I don't know. He's in a tough position. He doesn't like to represent people who cooperate, but hey, maybe he'll make an exception your part. I don't know, Jenny, but you weren't that. Listen, for most people, you were pretty good on the stand, right? But you got a little defensive and you showed your attitude. You should see what you should have done, Jenny. You should have played the soccer mom role. That would have helped you so much. Should have been the soccer mom role. Okay. But you didn't, Jen. So all your little dark secrets came out about you and Unc Brian, right? But even you, Jenny, you just weren't enough. You just weren't enough for Uncle Brian. And that's unfortunate. Okay. That's unfortunate. But you got to look at your sister every day. I don't even know how the hell you guys even talk, but that's fine. Mm-hmm. Coco, all I can say to you, Nicole, listen, I'm talking to these wives now that have been battered and beaten and emotionally sabotaged by their trooper husbands and cops. You're one of those people. I see it in your eyes. You could see it. Mm-hmm. You're trying to be the loyal wife. Why? Was Brian loyal to you there, Nicole? Let's go back to the trip before Jamaica, Nicole. I hate to say this, right? Where was Brian that night? You remember that? You remember the trip I'll talk about Jamaica just one time. Hey, Nicole, was Brian home with you the night before you guys departed to go to Jamaica? Come on. I'm going to test you now, Nicole. Where was he? Come on. Did he say, hey, baby, listen, please just pack my clothes. I know you always help me out. Listen, I'm on surveillance now. We have a hot tip. Me and Eddie Hernandez, we're out. And, if you need to talk to Eddie, he'll vouch for me, but we're separated now and we're going to follow this guy. I don't know when I'll be home, but I'll be home as soon as I can. And if I don't make the flight, I'll meet you down in Jamaica. Right? That sounds something right there, Nicole. I mean, listen, I wrote the book on stories like that. But you know where Brian was that night, right? He was with the godfather of your the little twin daughter you have, right? He was with Gooley that night. Why do you think he was with Gooley? Nicole, come on. Who was he with? He wasn't with Gooley. He was at Gooley's house. Who was he with there, Nicole? You see, Nikki, what's your name? Nikki Nicole? Okay, Nicole. You're a battered woman, all right? You've been severely traumatized by that thug piece of shit husband of yours. Severely traumatized, right? And it's too bad because he never stopped. He has never stopped. And he put you right in the trick bag. He doesn't know where the hell you were that night. You're saying you're up in bed because you're sick, and then the story changed that he went up to bed. Come on. What is it? Right? But guess what? The godfather of your daughter, the little girl, the twin girl, right? Covering all the.
Yeah, it's coming in the next couple of days. Don't you worry. I've got some really exciting stuff. Well, I think it's exciting anyway.
Those years for that piece of shit husband of yours, right? The failed Boston cop, right? The failure, all right? He's not a hero, Nicole. He's a failure. Did you fuck up, man? You fucked up a great pension. You fool. Trick bag right now. Okay? You know why you're a fool? Because you're a tag along. You're almost as bad as Short and Shiny when they call people tag-alongs. You're almost as bad as Short and Shiny, but not that bad. Short and Shiny, that mofo takes the cake as far as being bad. I got fucking bugs everywhere. Where are these goddamn things coming from? Yeah, Short and Shiny takes the bag, but you're almost just as bad, my friend. You're almost just as bad. Okay, because you were tagging on to every word that Big Brian used to say, right? And you wanted part of that action, right? You were taking sloppy seconds, right? At the old stash house over there in Norwood and West Roxbury, right? Remember those days there, Brian? So, Brian.
Now, just have a listen to, like, what got me was how much he knows. Like, he knows where they all hung out. He knows that all these Canton cops had a stash house where they'd all go and take their lovers, and everyone knew that they were cheating on everyone. And yeah, just no wonder they all stick together. And this further, that whole boys club, the whole culture of the PD down there, how they all have each other's backs. They all know everything about one another, and it's not even something to be ashamed of to them. It just blows my mind. Don't marry a copper.
You're a friggin' fireman, right? And then you get thrown into the ATF, right? The ATF, right? And you spent 15 years, right? You're almost home. You're almost home free.
Christine, can you put in the chat his details on where you can send him a letter? I do have I might have an address, possibly. I've got his email address. I'll put that in the chat.
And then because you were such a wimp, you were such a coward, Brian.
Go away, spinny wheel.
Higgins, you're a coward, right? Well, how many times you've said to women, Brian? I know 5 women They say that's your go-to word. You must be the dumbest motherfucker that ever entered the ATF. And I have a lot of respect for the ATF. I worked many cases with the ATF, and I went to school with a lot of them too. They're great guys. They remind me of how DEA used to be in the old days. They just haven't got jammed up. Fast and Furious is going to change their life forever. But yeah, back in the day when I was working with the ATF, I kept saying, well, you guys haven't had your ticket punched yet, but it's coming. And it did. Anyways, yeah, Brian, you a fucking loser. You're a coward. And you ran out of there once you knew John was dead. And you did. You went up to Canton, right? Because you weren't going to get your cell phone. You probably didn't have your personal cell phone at the time. You probably went looking for it. But the bottom line is, Brian, right? There's a trail, my friend. There's a trail. You went right into that police department. You went right in. So there is a trail of you. They got your every move, okay?
Mhm.
But Brian, 15 years down the drain, and you gave a proffer. This is what I don't get about you. Dude, Yannetti's not lying, right? He said during the federal proffer, Brian Higgins admitted to this, and that. What did you do? Did you really think you were that special, Brian, because you came fucking a year after the fact
That's number 7.
to give a proffer because your attorney said, Brian's is your only way out? And you give a proffer. Maybe you went back 2 or 3 times, right? Did you really think you weren't going to go to jail? Did you really? Let's face it, Brian. You saw a guy get killed. I don't know if you did it. I don't know if you helped. Maybe you didn't help. Maybe I believe that you told your buddies down there in Bridgewater. You know who you told. Remember the Boston cop that was sitting with you at that bar and he fucking ran out on you when he told you the story? You must have been feeling good. This must have been after you had that proffer and the FBI agents were thinking about what they're going to do. Whether they're going to give you a plea deal, whether they're going to give you immunity because you felt they need it. But you're all comfortable with your bros down there. And that Boston cop, when you came out and said, well,
Apparently, I think it's part of, Sean's got all these contacts because he grew up in Boston. He worked for 28 years in that area. He knows all of the cops, the feds, the troopers, the state police, the lot. So he's got a lot of contacts, although he's retired now. But I think the feds took a proffer off Brian Higgins either before or after, probably before the second grand jury, I think. So that's what he's referring to.
I didn't lay a hand on John, but I try to get the dog off. I'm pulling the fucking dog and doing this and then John.
That's what I believe his participation in the entire process. I don't know if you've seen what my theories are on what happened for the night. There is a video that you can watch that's under the playlist of Karen Reid. I think it's My Theories. I can't remember what it's labeled, but I'll find it. I believe that Brian Higgins and Brian Albert were downstairs in the basement when Chloe attacked John O'Keefe, and Brian Higgins was basically an accessory to murder then because he witnessed it. I don't believe he laid a punch. He's too weak. He's too gutless to do anything. He's just too slimy. Brian Albert would have said, right, well, you need to do this, and this, because otherwise you're an accessory, and would have pulled all of his strings as far as that's concerned. But that's why Brian Higgins is towing the line, in my opinion.
He gets up and he hits his head and he's convulsing and he's vomiting. Ooh, Brian. That was said. That's the 4th time that was said.
You're welcome.
Did you tell someone, Brian? Brian, did you tell someone after that night? Did you tell someone? Because you told it down in Bridgewater, right? That Boston cop ran. He says, hey, I can't be a part of it. Brian, I'm going to tickle your mind now. I can't be a part of this. I can't be a part of this. And he fucking gets up. He didn't pay the bill. That's how scared. You made that guy run and he fucking beat you for the check. He should have. because you're a cop killer there, Brian. You're not only a cop killer, you're a lowlife trying to steal another cop's woman. Don't you have any class? Don't you know you never touch? Well, I mean, I guess you want to emulate your boy, Big Brian Albert, because that's all he does. He goes after cops' wives and girlfriends, and both. He does it both. He takes a cop's wife who has a cop's girlfriend, right? He goes after both, and then he bangs them out if they push on him. So you try and emulate Brian, your little master, Brian fucking Albert, when you went after friggin' Karen. Are you serious? You really think you were in? Did you really think at that time frame? You look good, pretty good right now. You must have gone and dried out. You know, that booze face is not on you anymore. But back in your heyday, when you were fucking banging out drinks left and right, do you really think you were in Karen's league? I mean, I guess it happened, right? Because we got the records. But guess what? Did you really think you? It's like, you know, son, Brian, it's like when I was living in Colombia and Peru, right? And see, I've been around the block. I was around the block before I went to Peru and especially Colombia. So it was also down with Berkey, down at the scene. When Kevin says, oh, there wasn't enough time to plan. Come on, Brian. Tell that fucking happens because you're not into investigations. You're not that fucking smart. I don't know what the hell you did for 15 years. Looks like you just chased broads all your time. I mean, you had a badge, you had a gun. All right. That's all you probably did. You were just like one of these fakers. You know, you had the job. And you failed, Brian, right? You're going to a federal prison, and you had the chance. Maybe you still do. I'm not sure. But anyways, let's get to the big ticket item. Now, hold on. I hope I can do this right here. I hope I can do it right. Let me see. Stop that thing. Let's see what I got here. I hope I can get this right here. Present. We got present. We're going to share the screen. I don't know if I can do this the right way, but hey, what's over here?
Gabby, you subbed to him the other night. It's Sean McDonough. He's from Boston. He's born and bred over that way. I'm not sure what part, but yes, he knows everyone over there. All the DAs, the Department of Justice, the troopers, the state police. He knows them all.
Window. Boom. Here we go. Share. All right. Where's this picture at? Where is it? Is it here? There it is.
Brian Albert.
Oh, wait a minute. Time out. Where is this picture? Let me get this the right way. Oh, buddy. This is gold. Look at these two mofos. Hold on. Hey, I got to play this real quick because this is going to mean everything. I hope I don't get banged off here, but hold on. I want you to think of this song, and I'm going to tell you a story. Hold on.
Now you're talking.
All right. Am I still live? Hold on. Okay. Think about that song.
Aren't they from Massachusetts?
So I've talked to enough guys. Did you all hear that music? If you heard the music, what is it? What's the song to? Hope you heard the music.
Alive, baby.
Don't pass out. Okay, good. You heard it. Now remember that.
One of my favorites.
So being a DEA agent, and when you go after these fucking mofo drug dealers, right? And some of them have a case of the ferocities, right? So, anyways, some of these guys, especially this one guy, tough fucking guy up in Clinton, Mass, Kenny Inamorati, he used to play Scarface probably 10 times a day. 10 times a day, right? 10 times a day, thinking he was Tony Montana, right? Well, guess what these two used to do, right? All right, here's the setting. Brian thinks he's John Travolta. All right. Look at this fucking mofo, right? Brian thinks he's John Travolta. Remember John Travolta? When the doors open up, right? For Staying Alive, right? The movie, right? Saturday Night Fever. And the doors open up and Tony's got the hair going. Hold on, where's my camera? Where's this foolish thing here? So Tony's got the hair going. He's got the leather coat on. He's going through and the waves. Well, this is what this mofo used to do.
Bee Gees, John Travolta, and Staying Alive and all that is like the best thing. Like they're my favorites. In fact, I had a disco party for my 40th birthday.
He had his little fucking minions like Brian Higgins, Lardass. So,
Love
but Brian
John
would be
Travolta.
like the first one through the door, right? Any bar.
Have you ever watched Saturday Night Fever? Like, go back and watch it. It's hysterical. This guy is it's Sean McDonough, and his YouTube site is Going Through the Motions. I have got it linked. I had the link in the chat right at the top. Hang on. There it is. Da, 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 da. Yeah, Going Through the Motions, though. If you type that in, you'll find him.
He went to. The other mofo, Eddie Hernandez.
I've got it linked in the description box. His YouTube channel.
This was like on his wing, right? And they're going in because we're the fucking fugitive unit. And I'm John Travolta, right? I'm John Travolta, and I'm the sergeant of the unit. And all you mofo guys have a girlfriend or a wife, I'm going after them. And he would do this all the time, right? Hitting on broads, stealing guys' broads, everything. And if you got in his way, he'd bang you out. If you were a cop, he would bang you out. Think about this guy, how he fell so far off the table that like a guy like me, I don't know this guy from Adam. I don't know anything about him. He was just a little punk ass kid getting fucking trained by Boom Boom Marini in some football league or whatever. Thought he had a good career. I didn't know who this kid was. I didn't know who that family was to save my fucking life. But this piece of shit came out of nowhere, right? He thinks he's fucking, what's it, Eddie Manera, Tony Manera, whatever the fucking guy's name John played. He's going into every bar in town, right? The Pleasant Cafe.
He is great. He is really, really good. He does go off on a tangent a bit, but he's funny as all hell. And as I said, everything that he has said from the day he got involved, which is over 12 months ago, with Karen Reid, he would let little snippets of information out because he couldn't say a lot. He couldn't give up his sources and stuff, but every one of them was true. Every one of them.
Faye, Kelleher's, all these fucking places, and then always go down and end up at JJ's, you know, where all the cops hang out, right? And let me tell you, this was on the other side of the train tracks. And my buddy, who ended up being gay, going to be my little niece. All right, I don't know, maybe they're bad because that woman, I don't know, is there some kind of dating thing that puts you on a site to say, all right, you don't ever date this guy, Brian Albert. He's the sergeant of the fucking fugitive unit, and he's married, and he beats up women. He beats up your boyfriends and your husbands. So she wrote a thing, and I believe Nicole found it, right? But the real biggie is, and this is what I don't get about this.
That, Elizabeth, is my motto in life.
He and Jill Daniels, right? Now, Brian, listen, we all know, everyone knows about that. Everybody knows about Jilly, right? And Jilly, I'm sorry. Listen, it's not your fault. You're single. You could be with anyone you want. But Jilly stole the show the night before Jamaica. She stole the show, right? Anyways, no, that's not the same Divine. It's a different guy. This guy left Stoughton eventually and became an air marshal, right? But he had a stash place, some kind of apartment before he got married. Of course, Brian needed places. Brian needed places to take his women. And this guy, Darren Devine, played the game. I think Darren was afraid of him too. I don't know. Who knows? But this guy, Brian, got Jilly to Devine's place, and I guess they had a pretty bad scene. Jilly wanted to break it up, and Brian didn't want to do it. But Brian, see, this is how it's going to go. The longer you stay out, the longer you keep playing the game, the worse it's going to get for you, right? See the guy next to him? That's Eddie Hernandez. What was Eddie Hernandez what was he going to tell for the defense, right? You think he was going to give it up, Brian? What do you think? Think he was going to give it up the way you smashed him out? Do you think he has motive, Brian? See, Lank had motive, right? But I guess he got rid of the girlfriend and he got married and he did all this shit. Who knows? But then again, you just never know. But do you think Eddie has the balls? I don't know. I think he has the balls, Brian. All right. Did he ever come back at you? You smashed him. You knocked him out, right? You gave him a sucker shot, right? Cops are supposed to feel secure. We're supposed to feel secure around other people. What's your problem, Brian? Please make me just explain. Make it make sense. You, Brian, you go out and start banging out people, your own cops, other people, citizens, right? Citizens. You could have been, but you had never was in the car that got hit by fucking Karen. Kid, like they're saying, you want to cover up for him. Who knows? I don't know, but you made a bad decision. That's why it was a night of booze and violence, and you guys weren't thinking straight. You guys weren't. And guess what? The timeline now is destroyed. John never was in the car that got hit by fucking Karen. It never happened, right? He got out of that car. He got out of that car, right? He went into your house, and he got the shit kicked out of him to the point where he was dazed, out, came to, convulsed, vomited, and went out for the count again.
Mm-hmm.
And you took him, that live body, and you threw him out like trash, right? And like I said, the truth is coming out. Now we get photos of your other brother, Kevin, in the Sally Port. We know he was there. He wasn't supposed to be there, right? He wasn't supposed to be there. They were supposed to be excluded, right? What do they call it?
Apparently, all of these, you know how the Sallyport videos were all cut. Well, apparently, all those videos are now being leaked back out, and will be out for the public to view. So I'll keep my eye out for that shit.
Taken out, recused. What a fucking word. Hey, buddy, short and shiny never recuses himself. He's got to be the man of the hour, right? But now it's just that here's the thing. Because of a night of booze and violence, all these people, their darkest secrets that no one should know. I shouldn't know. I shouldn't know at all. I shouldn't. I'm sitting here in Naples. I know all about it. And I know more. Okay? I know more. Chrissy, don't get nervous. I'm keeping it safe. Don't get nervous. But just be cool, buddy. I'll be cool. But, tell the truth the next time around, Chrissy. Okay. What I wanted, and listen, I don't care about the time tonight. I'm glad you guys are here. 9,000 people. Holy shit. Stay hydrated. Here we go. I got to hydrate myself here.
9,006.
Okay. So the reporter, we talked for about maybe, 40 minutes. And she's trying to understand why I feel the way I do. Okay. Now, listen, not because I've done cases, not because I've just know how it's done. Okay. And what we know that's in the public record should be enough for most of us to catch on. Okay. It should be enough. What we know from the public record, all right, should be enough. But think about the psychology of this. Just forget about everything else. It would be moronic for the FBI to do what they did. Absolutely moronic. They went after a sitting, powerful district attorney, right? And they went after the Mass State Police, then God, those type of people. They went right at them, okay? They hauled their investigators into the grand jury. They investigated the investigators, and they investigated the murder of John O'Keefe, all in silence, right? All behind their back, all right? They also investigated the district attorney of Norfolk County. We know this, okay? We know this from the 8 letters, right? The 8 letters that got exposed, right? I'm not going to read them again, okay? But the Attorney General, the Civil Rights Division, and the OPR, Office of Professional Responsibility, slapped Mikey around and said, Uncle Mike, we don't share your opinion, okay? And we're not giving you shit. But what we will do is we'll give your little boy there, Lally, we'll give the judge, and we'll give the defense 3,074 pages of exculpatory evidence, all right? Exculpatory evidence that you, mofo, kept from Karen Reed, okay? Now, this is public knowledge, right? This is not Sean McDonough making it up. This really did happen. It really did. And it was on the coattails of Davey Yannetti talking about his conversation with Lally and the acting United States attorney for the District of Massachusetts. And he quoted him with no pushback. The acting U.S. attorney for the District of Massachusetts said to both of them, the two people that are involved in the prosecution of Karen Reed, said, in good conscience, I cannot allow this case to go to trial. So in doing so, he released think about this. It's unprecedented, right? He released 3,074 pages of exculpatory evidence that pertained to their investigation with Karen Reed. Now, what came out of those 3,074 pages? Well, the text by Proctor, right? The information about Brian Higgins and Brian Albert about destroying their phones, that came out. Wasn't because of...
Just FYI, I've just put in the chat 2 links. These are the links to the 2 videos I did with Justice is a Process with regards to Ty Tucker back in, I think it was April or May. So they'd be handy to watch these 2 links prior to the update coming up because they're linked. Spinny wheel.
It wasn't because of the Commonwealth. Surely wasn't because of the investigator that the defense had. What else came out? The 222 phone call between Brian and Brian, the butt dial sisters, the butt dial brothers, whatever you want to call them, right? The butt dial daddies. This is crazy, right? And just think about it. Just think about what didn't come out from those 3,074 pages, right? So my thought about that is...
That's all to come, ladies and gents. That's all to come.
This is very simple. The judge probably said, hey, Mike, I'm a sitting judge. You brought this piece of shit case into my court. It's on you to dismiss it. I'm not going to dismiss it because I'm not going to be the judge that's going to dismiss a case against an alleged cop killer, and I can't give up the information as to why I did it because I'm on a protected order. Okay? Protected order. So, Mike, if you want to spare yourself embarrassment, you do the right thing and just make up something. You made the case up, make an excuse up as why you're not going to go forward. Why, in the interest of justice, you're going to dismiss charges against Karen Reed. And so I guess there was a standoff. And Mike said, no, I'm going forward. And he did. And he failed. Right? He failed. Now, would Jackson Yannetti and Liza and Karen and me and all of us wanted the NG? Of course we did. Of course we did. But it wasn't necessary. I told you people a week ago, last Sunday, I said, don't worry. There's a rescue plan. I said that. There's a rescue plan. So, again, the fact that a lot of witnesses that were called, like on the defense side, man, bangers, man. Tom Beatty, Eddie Hernandez, Stevie Ridge, time out. I talked to the tow truck driver today, Pat. He's the guy. I had his number. He's definitely the guy that the radio guy down there had the tape on, and he gave the thing. It's definitely his voice. I said, hey, Pat, listen. My name is Sean McDonough. Do you know me? He's, nope, I don't know who you are. I said, okay. I said, I'm a former DEA agent and I'm doing a lot of work in the Karen Reed case. And I fully support Karen. And I believe she was set up. He is okay. And I said, well, I'd like to ask you one question. He goes, no, I don't know about that. I don't know if his last name was, I know it's Pat though, Lana, but I did talk to him. So he is, nah, I don't know about that. I don't know who you are. I said, listen, you never heard Sean the Gulf or going through emotions? No. I said, okay, listen, I don't want to spook you. I just look at one thing. I want to show you a picture that the state police is saying was the condition of the car before you picked it up and towed it, right? He goes, fine. He said, send it. I said, I'll send it to you. I'll send it, and I'll send one more other thing, right? So I know it was his cell phone, and I sent it to him, and it never went through. So he probably blocked me. But the good news is I got to him, and I know he'll come back, right? Because I did ask him, I said, hey, but I said, last thing. Did you drive the car into the Sally Point? He backed it. Wait a minute now. I'm not at liberty to talk about this at all. You know why?
He's talking to the feds.
Because he's talking to the feds, all right? Which is fine, and I get it. But I can tell you.
All right, let's fast forward a bit.
This comes out. The evidence is a Fugazi, Helena. You know it. You're all over those videos too, Helena. You know that. We just saw you and Kevin Albert when John Como enhanced that video. You're there right there with that ponytail, right? That's you. Kevin Albert's there. What's he doing there, right? We know his involvement. We know exactly what his involvement was, okay? Thing is, people, I'm a firm believer that the FBI, along with the Department of Justice and the Civil Rights Unit, this is the big ticket. People really don't understand how godforsaken it is to be investigated by the Civil Rights Division of the United States Department of Justice. I'm telling you right now, nobody wants to be on their radar. Bad things happen to bad people. Trust me. You don't ever want to be a suspect. You don't want to be on that
No, I think Proctor's on that list.
suspect list, right, for violating anyone's civil rights, right? Force both of them, right? But we got everyone in the sun for the Commonwealth. Only about 6 witnesses from the defense. So basically, the fact of the matter is, right, time will never, ever help the Commonwealth's case. Their case will never get better. Yeah, so will they send Trooper Paul to diction school and how to testify? Maybe. But guess what? His whole case is done. He doesn't realize, right? He didn't realize how many times that car was started and turned off after the fact.
Sometimes I got to go for a twinkle, all right?
Cycles are ruined. They're all ruined. He can't put that case back together. He's ruined. You forget to call them up. You forget to notify the other jurisdiction. I did this. Now think about this. Oh, they were monitored. That's why Morrissey needed to know what text, right? All the phone calls that were made on the Title IIIs. People said, oh, Kate goes to be Sean. We talked. Kate says, no, Sean, there was no T3s. Yeah, there were, Kate. And you don't know that. You don't know anything that I know. There were T3s. And the people who were monitored know they were monitored. That's why Morrissey needed to know what Jackson and Yannetti were going to put on when they put Brian Albert on.
So basically he's saying that everyone from Morrissey down had their phones tapped, and that they got all of the, like, even though Brian Higgins only selected a thread, like a message thread between him and Karen out of his mobile, doesn't matter, the feds got all the information anyway.
But guess what? Jackson, Yannetti, and Little did the old gig and gag. They did the old switcheroo.
It was my service provider. I've got cable that's linked directly via coax to the PC, and apparently the cable outside the property in the ditch in the ground was faulty. So it wasn't me.
On you. And they put 6 witnesses on, and that was it. They didn't call Brian. Because you know why? Because some assistant U.S. attorney someday, when these mopes get indicted and arrested and perp walk, they'll be asking them that questions. If they have the balls to plead not guilty, by that time it's going to be over. That's why we have such a high rate of convictions, because they do the job. They're not like Mike Proctor.
Because the power of this board rests in complacency and intimidation. We live in a town where the Canton PD has a documented history of corruption, not just normal police corruption, but deep, literally unbelievable corruption where they will protect their own with violence and ruin an innocent person's life with lies. And I am not just talking about one woman.
Think about that, huh? How about that? Is that like, I mean, it's so eerie to even see this now. She was no one knew where this woman came out of, right? Think about that. She comes out of left field.
That was the Canton Select Board meetings. They're actually live on YouTube as well if you wanted to have a look. I don't know what the YouTube channel is, but I think if you type in Canton Select Board, there is a heap. They're all live streamed.
And she gives the evidence with you could see poor Craig in the bushes, and the chief got rid of that. Watch for this video on X and the Facebook thing tonight, because this is lank all the way. But if these guys had just at least faked it and did the right thing and called the cops, right? They would have been, none of their lives would have been exposed. And this is what but there was a lot of collateral damage too, right? The O'Keefe family. Think about this, right? Paul, you know something? I don't mind you coming out. I'm so happy you did your interview. But you got to get to Josh Levy. He owes you an explanation. He does. He owes you one, all right? Mike Shute, beautiful interview. The other guy, Kane, right? You carried the casket. Yes, you do. You need, all you guys need to come out. Kate's coming out. She's telling everyone that Karen was paying money. Well, I don't have any money. I didn't get any money, right? Who else? There's informants. They're saying that the Karen Reed team has informants embedded in her entourage, right? That Tully and God knows who else are working informants, right? This is what Kate says, because Kate knows. Kate's a part of the team. Kevin Lenihan's a part of the team. You talk about Mike Crawford. Mike Crawford has the inside track on that, right? Grant Ellis, right? These mofos are history. They are gone.
Hang on, where's the other one?
Yeah, eat it, fucker. Eat that shit. Eat that turd.
But Kate, you worked out a sweet deal, right? Hey, listen, everyone has the right to protest. Everyone has the right to say their piece. Just talk to cops, right? A cop like me, like maybe Kenny Dougal, whoever, or Kyle, right? Maybe they should have done when I was in trauma or post-traumatic incident. She was hauled away in an ambulance, right? Not one bruise, not one, nothing to anything from here down to his toes. Paul, you are smarter than that, pal. You're smarter than that. You didn't know, by the way Karen was acting. What you saw was a person that was in trauma or post-traumatic incident. She was hauled away in an ambulance, right? God knows what they told her. They had her blood taken. She's screaming. You said you saw her in that friggin' hospital room. You blew her a kiss, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. But you knew, right? You knew?
Yeah.
You knew because she came in and she actually thought there was a chance that she probably killed John. And then to come out and find out that she didn't, right? You didn't know shit. Your mother didn't know shit. And Paul, I watched you at every pre-hearing, right? And I saw how the evidence was mounting up. And Paul, you're not stupid. Those cuts on John's right arm are not from the car, right? They're not from a goddamn taillight either, right? It had to be in suspended animation to have his arm torn up by a friggin' stupid taillight that was.
Just on that note, my daughter, she's going to kill me for this, but she came up to me one day. She goes, Mum, I think I have dyslexica. Yeah, I needed to change my undies.
Was never busted. It was never busted. All right. There was a crack and it was made after the fact. That car went home. Please show me the evidence.
Welcome, Melanie.
Before
welcome.
It's 5 o'clock, the 29th. Where's the taillight
Dear baby
broken
Jesus.
in any
All right,
video?
all right. I'll do the dear baby Jesus. It's coming.
Dear sweet baby Jesus, please don't ever let me get hit by a car in the state of Massachusetts, where any Massachusetts State Police expert is going to reconstruct the accident. Please. Thank you, Jesus. Amen.
Oh, I love the
Please
Kira.
show me any video of that day
So do I.
going to the
So does
hospital,
she.
not going to the hospital, going to Dighton, coming back and forth from Fairview to Meadows and back and all that shit. Show me a video that shows that taillight busted the way it was found at the end of the day, right? After it was smashed in 1,045 pieces. Show me that evidence, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
But you know why? You made a mistake on TV, right? You went out and looked for the car, right? Well, guess what, pal? I saw you with the car, and you never looked at it then. Why weren't you firing on all cylinders then when you were doing whatever the hell you did in that driveway when you pulled up? You didn't look at her car then. And matter of fact, there is no video of anyone looking at the car. Who erased those videos, right?
Yep.
It wasn't Karen. We know now it wasn't Karen, right? Because Ring says so.
Yep.
Ring said so. Who did it? Who had the motive to erase them? Not Karen. Karen wants those videos. She wants them all, right? Who was looking at your Traverse, John? Come on. Mike Shute said it. Who was looking at John's Traverse in the back of the driveway? Come on. I got the photo, and that photo has to have a video, right?
The Glera rocks ass. He's A1.
Right? Come on, Paul. Get to Josh Levy's office.
Take that to the bank.
Get out of the ether. Wake the fuck up and get down there and tell Josh, as the surviving son of my parents, I want the fucking truth. I need you to tell me the truth. I'll sign my life away. I'll keep it a secret. You owe me the truth.
I don't think that Paul's actually got the balls to do that anymore. I think he's too either influenced or under the thumb of the Alberts, or too stubborn and proud now to admit that he was wrong.
I pay your salary. I'm a taxpayer. All right. I pay the federal tax. I want the truth. Get down there. Don't be afraid, Paul. Right? Don't be afraid, because you're going to have to disown all the motherfuckers that led you down the wrong road. I watched you every hearing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw you every day at that trial. You're telling me your brain is fried, your brain is frozen, and you're not picking it up? I got people now coming to me that were on your side saying, Sean, this is fucking crazy. I thought they had the smoking gun. This was an abominable. This is crazy what they did. Absolutely crazy for them to put that case on. Get your ass down to Uncle Joe's office. Don't call. Just show up unannounced. Tell the blue suits. The blue suits know exactly who you are. All right. The blue suits they'll give you an escort, as a matter of fact, right? Because you are the family. You are the brother of a victim of a homicide. And they'll give you an escort up to Josh Levy's office and get in there and get them.
Do you know who Josh Levy is, Gabby? He keeps saying his name, and I don't know. I don't know who he is.
To tell you. Sign any document you want for
Awesome.
fear
You
of
won't
going to
regret it.
jail if you release it. Just get in there and get the truth. Don't let this shit drag your family down. All right. Remember, a woman facing life.
Josh Levy. Sean keeps referring to this Josh Levy, who apparently must be some big knob up in the law enforcement in Boston somewhere. Boston, maybe Massachusetts, I don't know. Josh Levy. Yeah, he keeps referring to him for Paul O'Keefe to go and speak to get the truth, because apparently this guy knows all the truth. Oh, you don't know. You, Melanie, you're in Disability Diva. I'm streaming to two different sites, two YouTube channels. So if you go on to, I'll put it in the chat. At the defense rests. That's the true crime channel that I do all the trials and all the true crime stuff. Whereas the other channel, the Disability Diva, is more localized Australian channel for resources and stuff to help with disability support pensions and accessing community resources and all that stuff. So that's probably why you can't see all the other chats. Sorry. So yes, you can subscribe to the Defense Rests if you're just interested in more of the trial stuff.
At her defense, put on 6 witnesses. Think about that, Paul. Think about that. She's facing life.
Welcome.
And the big shots put 6 witnesses on.
Yes.
You know what that
Play
says,
that
Paul?
again.
It says that
Hang on.
you're and get in
Do
there
that.
and get them to tell you. Sign any document you want for fear of going to jail if you release it. Just get in there and get the truth. Don't let this shit drag your family down. All right. Remember, a woman facing
Thank you.
life at her
This.
defense put on 6 witnesses. Think
Yeah.
about that, Paul.
A woman facing life. Let her defense put on 6 witnesses compared to 68 or 68, 67, 6. That's it. What does that tell you?
Think about that. She's facing life. And the
Okay.
big shots put 6 witnesses on. You know what
Sounds
that
like
says,
it.
Paul? It says that your case was like fucking the
Thanks,
little,
Gabby.
you know, the T-ball. There was a T-ball case, right? That's how disrespected Lally and Morrissey were. That a woman facing life in prison, that her defense hinged upon 6 witnesses. How many witnesses were called in the murder of your brother's case? And who were called? And why were they called?
Mm-hmm.
Did those witnesses have anything to do with Karen hitting John? No,
Nope.
not at all. You might say, oh, they wanted to defeat against the big bad wolf. Paul, wake the fuck up. Right? I'm not hating on you. I'm just coming out to you as a man. Get the fucking story, because they failed. They failed you and they failed your mother. All right. I'm going to tell you right now, that Jen McCabe, she ain't no good, pal. She ain't no good. And guess what? Your sister didn't know Jen McCabe. I
How's
know
this?
Jen McCabe more than your sister did. That's a bull-faced lie you told to that.
Do you remember on my last stream, we did the full Paul O'Keefe interview, and he said that his sister was friends with is it Jen McCabe? Who did you just say? I fucking forgot now.
That reporter. You know it, and I know it. And I know it. I'm just coming out to you as a man. Get the fucking story, because they failed. They failed you and they failed your mother. All right? I'm going to tell you right now, that Jen McCabe, she ain't no good, pal. She ain't no good. And guess what? Your sister didn't know Jen McCabe.
Yeah.
I know.
His sister didn't know Jen McCabe, because he said in his interview because obviously his sister's passed now, and then John took on the kids. But he said that his sister was good friends with Jen McCabe. So, what lie number are we up to now?
Jen McCabe more than your sister did. That's a bold-faced lie you told to that reporter. You know it, and I know it. It was a bold work for nothing. They didn't. They did the work. They put a lot of money in just to pull your thumbs because you need to get the story. Anyways, listen, I'm going to find that stupid-ass video. It's a classic. Listen, I didn't hit all the points, all right? I'm just telling you right now, politically speaking, the feds have to come back with flesh, right? They got to come out with ass on this one. They are.
Jen,
they are.
Jen.
I'm telling you, they are. They didn't do all this work for nothing. They didn't. They did the work. They put a lot of money in. Just the Crash Mac Daddies alone cost a fortune.
Crash Mac Daddies.
Right? And listen, just remember, 6 witnesses versus 68.
Mm-hmm.
And how many pieces of evidence did they put in?
610
10 pieces of evidence to defend a woman accused of murder too and facing the possibility the rest of her life in jail.
Awesome.
That's what that was. It was the major leagues versus the T-ballers. That's what it was. Lally and Morrissey were outmatched. They threw the kitchen sink and they failed. They came out with nothing, 0, right? And that's what happens. All right. Well, listen, people, I'm happy that I'm back. Can't believe I spent 2 hours, but I'm going to, hey, listen, I love all.
I'm going to, hang on. I'm just looking for the other. Where is the other video I made? Oh, what's that? Oh, no, oops. Hang on. Hang on. Video file. Oh, where's it gone now? Bev, what was that? I can't remember what this video was. Oh,
Hey, it's Auntie
oh, this is the Bev.
Just waking up.
Yes.
A whack job, correct?
I'll allow that. Is that what you were
I'll
thinking?
allow that. I'll allow that.
Nodded affirmatively.
Yes.
She's fucked, according to you, right?
I stayed in the courthouse. I told you yesterday. We have a poor post. I can't even speak because a little bit of a hangover, but today I went a little bit over, about 15 minutes over, but I couldn't take it.
I'll allow that. Is that what you were thinking? Everyone said yes or nodded affirmatively.
A girl who shits herself.
Yes.
A retard, right?
Yes.
Her balloon knot leaks, right?
Yes.
No ass, correct?
And Mr. Jackson, you know better than that.
That's all I have.
And then yesterday, I let him go early. Now I'm just letting him go because I'm tired. Can you hear it in my voice how tired I am? Don't say of course to me. What does he say? Of course, Your Honor.
I'll give you this one, Mr. Jackson.
I let them go early because one of them had a hair appointment. All snaggly. Just forgot to put them in evidence, okay? So I did it that next morning. So just simmer the fuck down. Okay? I'm not gonna allow it. Finally, I saw Lally get a little lally gag in there. That was impressive. It is up there on the bench when you have to poo.
A girl who shits herself.
I'll give you this one, Mr. Jackson.
Realize that there's 27,000 people watching a fan on Law and Crime. Literally said, fan, are you actually happy about this? What are you doing? You just keep spinning And the poor smoke detector just sits there. No love. Same with my bangs.
Yes.
A whack job, correct? Your
I'll allow it.
No.
Allow
Yes.
ass leaker. That was a word you used, a figure of speech, right?
Correct.
Everyone said yes or nodded affirmatively.
Not an affirmative.
It's been a tough week. I'll see you on Monday. I'll allow it.
Oh, I love making those things. They're awesome. I forget what I've done and then I find them and go, oh. Oh, all right. So what have we got here? The Boston Globe. Can I copy and paste that? Will that come up on YouTube? I can't copy and paste it from chat. Never mind. Let me have a look on the Google Me Bob and see if I can find it, shall we? Let's look, see. What is it? Oh, it's on X, is it? Hang on. Bear with me. We have the technology. HTTPS : I'm sure Auntie Bev just mentioned that before. Did you? X.com. Bobby SB 703 810 49 / status. Holy crap, Gabby. 1793. Oh, more. 232 728 931 611. Okay. Enter. Bobby Peters. Hang on, I better share the screen. Add to stage. Is this the one you're talking about? Oh, I have an X account. That's right. I forgot about that. I don't use it. Oh, go away. Just. Now what have I done? I don't do X. I should, but I don't. I don't know how to work it. I don't even know how to work freaking Instagram. I've lost it now. Click to go back to see history. Yes. All right. Bobby Peters. There it is. The Globe. Unspeakable stench of our MSP. Okay. Shall I read it? Can I zoom it in? Trooper Michael Proctor is the first of the corrupt Canton Conehead cops to be rehomed, to use the McAlbert's favourite word. That's the good news. The bad news is this vile investigator will remain on the Hackerman's payroll indefinitely, maybe even forever, despite being totally crooked. Professional courtesy, it's called. Hours after a mistrial was declared in the Karen Reid murder case, Proctor was unceremoniously booted from the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. But he wasn't fired. The crooks hardly ever are. Proctor won't be making $146,000 this year like he did with overtime in 2023. Still, his base pay remains $106,000, which is pretty damn good for a dunce who otherwise would be labouring in either the landscaping or the hospitality industry. Now that Meatball Morrissey will no longer have the services of Proctor, who will make sure that ever more pieces of tail light mysteriously keep appearing on the lawn of 34 Fairview and in the sealed crime bags. Without Proctor, who will be in charge of not interviewing any of the witnesses who might know who really committed the crime? Michael Proctor, he left no stone unturned except the ones his fellow corrupt cops were hiding under. And now he will fight like hell not to keep working, but to keep getting paid. He's a hack's hack. That's the MSP for you. These corrupt thugs are like toe fungus, impossible to get rid of. It's a union thing. They have their own brotherhood called SPAM, the State Police Association of Massachusetts. It used to be run by a Worcester capo named Dana Pullman until he went down on a federal rap, RICO fraud, obstruction of justice, and tax charges. It was a tragedy when Pullman went down. He ran the booziest annual golf tournaments ever in Union history. He had a beer tap in Union headquarters on Beacon Street. Everybody was too drunk to see how much money he was embezzling. Pullman's pension last year was $65,500. Top to bottom, the state police have no shame. Zero. A TV reporter approached Mr. and Mrs. Proctor at their little house in Canton Monday afternoon, and his Harridan wife screamed, "Get off our bleeping lawn." I think she said, "Get off our fucking lawn." And they weren't even on the lawn. The reporter was on the street. There you go. The shrew scream at the reporter, "Karen Reid is a murderer." Yeah, that's right. She said, "I support my husband. Karen Reid is a murderer." Stupid fuckwit. I've got a song made especially for her. I'll play it after this. Then she fled inside before the reporter could ask her any follow-up questions or two. "Does this mean your husband still wishes Karen Reid would commit suicide?" And the reporter might have then asked a question about the thank you gift the McAlberts wanted to give her for her husband arresting Karen Reid, despite all evidence to the contrary. Mrs. Proctor did... Oh, God, I can't even read. I need new glasses. Did Julie Albert ever get you that gift your crooked husband was soliciting? Inquiring minds want to know. Some of them might even be on a federal grand jury. Another question that the Proctor housewife might have been asked: "Mrs. Proctor, did your husband ever show you the nudes of Karen Reid that he was salivating over?" Oh, you filthy fuck. If you're looking for a poster boy for MSP corruption beyond Proctor, consider former LA Dan Griffin. The feds started catching him stealing in 2015. Despite stealing during the COVID. No. Yeah. What's more on Proctor? Proctor will never work again, but he leaves behind quite the legacy. He and all other corrupt chrome domes in the MSP. What they've all left behind is an unspeakable stench in the already tawdry reputations of the MSP. You can read what people think on the MSP's Facebook page. It's become a source of comic gold. Oh, I'll have to check that out. On Sunday, for example, a sinkhole opened up on Route 24 in Stoughton, which is next door to Canton. Look at me go, reading all these US names of counties. Stoughton and Dighton and Canton. I'll allow that. Remember all the missing evidence in the Karen Reid case, the missing Ford Edge. Oh, that's right. That Trooper Proctor had no interest in investigating, or the McAlberts' disappearing dog Chloe, or Proctor's drunk driving escapades with one of the McAlberts while working on a cold case. Oh, that's right. He left his gun and badge in the car. Oh, no, that was another time when he was... Was that when he was going for Aiden Kent? No, another one. Sorry. The commenters remembered all of the above and more when they commented on the sinkhole in Staunton. Meme Harvester sent Proctor and his drinking buddies there. Can you explain to the citizens why cops can drive drunk in the police cruisers? Is that qualified immunity, Pete? Well, it's as big as the hole Michael Proctor dug for himself and his fellow boys in blue. Don Mason, you guys think that there's more tail light in the sinkhole? Maybe Chloe is down there. Maybe Higgins and Albert's phones too. Also, keep an eye out for discarded flooring as well as your own integrity. Another question on the page. How long will the delays be? A better question would be, how long will Proctor keep getting paid? The answer is until the state police clean up their act. And since that will never happen, the answer is forever. Well, there you go. Oh, Lord, look how I missed on a heap of chats. Sorry about that. Thanks for that, Gabby. That was funny. I'll have to get onto X a bit more, I think. What have I got here? Yeah. Boston Herald cover picture. Okay. Shall do. Yep. Very dry, isn't it? It's an image of the front of the Boston Herald with Gemma Cabe's faces on it. If you Google Boston... Okay, I'll get on to Google. Hang on. Get off there. What is it, Jen McCabe's faces? Boston Herald. Boston Herald. Jen McCabe faces. Enter. I've got this one. Oh, dear. That's nasty. That's nasty. I think I've got a couple of those actually saved in my saved in my computer somewhere because I was doing screenshots when I was doing thumbnails. Oh, that's awful. Awful. She nasty. Anyway. All right, peeps. I'll play the Elizabeth Proctor song. Hang on. Before I go. That's always a good one. Made it myself. Oh, stop it, Jodie. You have to go here first. Present video file.
Married Michael Proctor. I guess you've seen him in the news. I got the Bad Bunny Blues. And you think he's just a dirtbag and only use him for your views. I got the Bad Bunny Blues. His texts say that she's a whack job, but he lacks the social cues. I got the Bad Bunny Blues. He assumes she ran him over without evidence or clues. I got the Bad Bunny Blues. He abused his place of power by searching pictures of her nude. I got the Bad Bunny Blues. He used disgusting commentary about her having leaky poo. I got the Bad Bunny Blues. And now wins that folks don't like me because of language that he used. I got the Bad Bunny Blues. And when he said see you next Tuesday, a statement he cannot recuse, I got the Bad Bunny Blues. And now we're coming on a balloon knot that somehow lit a sneaky fuse. I got the Bad Bunny Blues. So if I file for harassment, the case would definitely lose. I got the Bad Bunny Blues.
Sorry, I love that song because I made it. If anyone wants to make any songs, they are so much fun. I'll put the the address in chat. Oops. And you guys wonder why I don't drink. I don't need to. I'm this stupid without any of that shit. Okay. And disappear. Really? You're still lurking here, Bri Bear. All right, my lovelies. Thank you again for joining me. Stay tuned for the next couple of days. I will be doing a Taitaka update. I've got a fair bit of documentation to go through just prior, which I will be doing tomorrow. And then I'm actually hoping to get in touch with him in some way, shape or form. So if I can't get in touch with him tomorrow, then I'll have to postpone till Monday. But I'm hoping to get. If not, I'll come on with something anyway. All right. Thank you very, very much again for joining me. Big shout out to, as I said, Sean McDonough. Go like and subscribe to his page. And also sincerest condolences to Aidan Kearney, or Turtle Boy, who lost his mum this morning. So much love from across the waters. Enjoy. Have a fantastic long weekend, 4th of July, and I will see you next time I'm looking at you. I shall bid you adieu.
First of all, can we at least put this to bed? Can we at least all agree, okay, that Karen absolutely did not hit John?
And that was the wrong outro. Bye-bye.
Attention, are you actually in the Northgate Village Apartments now?
Well, I can tell you it's been a very, very dangerous and extremely fast pursuit. They've been chasing that van right there. Now,
it's exactly what he's doing. Are you Googling the laws right now?
Henderson Police Department SWAT team responded to the scene and set up a perimeter around the condominium.
I travel in and out of time zone.
And the 3 key rules for a criminal defense lawyer: always on time, impeccably dressed, and occasionally sober.
The yellow sports car up ahead won't stop. Then something happens you might expect in a Spider-Man movie. It wraps around the tire of the fleeing vehicle and stops all forward motion.
Objection, action answered.
I mean, he leaps over the fucking bench.
No, the thing is that's my property. You have no choice.
Actually, I do, because I found friggin' Xanax bars on your driver's seat. If you want to explain something, explain those.
Cops get very frustrated when you don't answer their questions.
No.
Right, step back
He's gonna go straight. There's a car right here. Got him.
All right, I'm going to excuse everyone. Mr. Brooks is being removed from the courtroom.
This is fucking hilarious. So he pulls out a joint in court.
Go, 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 go!
Turn on your stomach! Stop fighting us! Stop resisting!
The injury by the police, that may be a separate issue for you to file a civil suit.
Chris, just while he's doing that, talk to me. What were you running for again?
Warrants.
Warrants? A felony warrant, city warrants what?
Felony warrant on Kansas.
Well, I'm pretty sure they ran you, and you don't have any warrants.
I don't.
No.
No warrants.
No.
Kelly.
So all that for nothing, right? No warrants, no nothing.
Yeah.
Police!
A little farther, bro. A little more. Okay, go.
I'm not gonna sit here and let you fix the trial because you don't want to tell the truth to the jury.
We're there, guys. Got eyes on.
I want to suck you. Yes, I think I would like to suck your dick. I don't think so. I prefer not to, sir. See, that I love that.
So do you wish to say anything?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you.